All right, the first thing you need to do when we're talking about subtracting fractions, just like yesterday with the subtraction piece, we need to change subtraction. So we need to change to addition and change the sign of the second number. Change sign of second number. Do not touch the first number. We don't change the first number ever. Never change the first number. You need to get into your head that subtracting is like adding the opposite. You may have also heard it called keep, change, change.
Oh, I thought just keep, change, flip.
That's dividing. I'm not a big fan of the kitschy things because you get them mixed up. So change to addition, change the sign of the second number, just like integers, except we're dealing with fractions. Then anytime we deal with fractions, we must have a common denominator. I lie. When we're adding and subtracting fractions, we need a common denominator. Not always. Denominator. Common denominator. Thank you. Common denominator. And then we follow integer rules with the numerators. Integer rule with numerators. Integer rule with the numerators. Keep the denominator. Keep denominator. And then what's my last step when I work with fractions, like always? Anytime, simplify. Simplify. It breaks my heart when you miss questions because you didn't simplify your fractions. Okay? So here's our example question before we go on break. If I have 1/3 minus 1/2. 1/3 minus 1/2. What was the first thing I was supposed to do? Change it to addition. And then change the sign of the second fraction. Yes. So now it's 1/3 plus negative 1/2. What's a common denominator between 3 and 2? 6 is a good one. 12 would also work. It would.
It would?
Mm-hmm. It would work. I'm going to use 6 though because it's smaller.
Yeah, it's the first one.
So what do I do to 3 to get to 6?
Multiply times 2.
Times 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. What do I do to 1/2 to get a 6 on the bottom?
Multiply times 2.
Times 3.
3, sorry.
So negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. And I'm still adding, so don't forget that. Now integer rules with the top. I've got 2 plus negative 3. 2 plus negative 3. How much is that? Negative 1. 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. And then keep the denominator, which is
6.
And then can I simplify this?
No.
No. So this is my answer.